You ever think about how our reflections feel about us? 'Cause I bet I know. What? Think about it. We get to move around however we want, but all our mirror selves can do is follow along. They can only obey. So if you ask me, they've gotta be jealous. Yeah, right. Very subtle, isn't it? This story is chapter 15 of 100 ghost stories that will lead to my own death. A small manga. And this kid right here, at the beginning and end of every chapter, he tells the story. And yeah, it progressively changes. Playing with origami. You can read the chapter before. I wouldn't do a better job at that than you. I'm just here for the Mirror Man takes. Casual horror works really well for the premise and an entity that will be created in this. Normalizing something opens up your ego to it, lets it into the inner empathic consciousness. We are creatures of social norms, and an ego, a border to what you consider yourself or what you take in, is necessary to be conscious. Very subtle, isn't it? And after that, followed by mirrors, and you can't take your eye off it. Bam! In your face. Kind of switch. And are we the mirror, or are they the mirror, having to follow along with the reflection? Free will, maybe a bit of alternate dimensions. What if each of these shards would show a different world? Each of them are separate, considering he was also followed through multiple mirrors right here. So why wouldn't each mirror have its own set of people in it? Of course, I'm just playing with these ideas. But it is interesting in one way or another. Entities work through separate brains. A room packed with hostility. You never notice how many reflective surfaces are there, until reflective surfaces threaten you. Primed yourself to. Isn't it consciousness division? Further explaining empathy and ego using animals as an example, and intelligence of knowing natural phenomena like mirror reflections. Yeah, this his intelligence was suddenly nerfed to death. Some insects see nothing. Some animals see another of their kind, but that could be an enemy. And some animals know it's them in the mirror. He walks a kind of tightrope, or, well, he's turned into an animal thinking that someone else is at the other side of the mirror. And he turns this into reality. Yeah, again, this casual horror is just incredible. I mean, a reflection on a phone, that's new. Me when I wake up and check my phone, hell no. Ah yeah, winning son, and he's just been sitting there all night, all skin and bones from the scare. The mirror, son. He just stares and stares. How could you know if you are looking at him? It's just you making that face, isn't it? And then this face. He does not like to be told that. The entity is now protected by his empathy. Think about this and remember this. Egregores take authority this way. You can see it with woke people. I mean, I don't need to explain it, do I? When an entity is protected by empathy, basically means you consider whatever you saw as your own, and that's why it can't not be real anymore. That is protecting it with empathy, or letting it through your ego. And that's what happened in the beginning by normalizing this idea. It's so casual, a mirror, isn't it? A cautionary tale of letting an entity in. You can now see it everywhere, in his father's eyes. In his father's eyes, seeing an entity particularly. This could also be about how we see each other. Not only in his father's eyes, but this made me think of, in general, looking in the mirror. Don't we look in a mirror every time we walk through the world? This would be the hermetic or golden rule, I am you, you are me idea. But this contradicts with what happens in this story, where obviously in the mirror you treat whatever you see as someone else. Honestly, I don't want to sound mean, but this reminds me of Muslims. And nothing against them, I mean, they are very protected with their ego. It just led to them being very stagnant. But it's kind of nice that they don't tolerate stuff like polygamy or many Western ideals. I mean, I heard a Muslim guy talk about this as Westerners being in a different dimension totally. It can't reach them because they are protected from it. Because they do see us as others and not as mirrors of themselves. Both have their advantages. Eyes of life and a human and eyes of death and evil looks alchemical for some reason. The visage, the positioning, the black blood and the side profile in this kid. Bro looks like an altar from Mandela Catalogue. Even the way the blood puddle forms makes him look like some kind of wizard, this entity. Kid's dead hand attaches more to his reflective blood puddle, as if it's this entity's hand, and he pushed him off the stairs through the manga's paneling. This is what an incomprehensible horror is. It tears through the borders of your world, damn, with ease. And at the end, of course, the kid beginning to be cursed, telling these stories every day. It might be a ritual of some kind. Of course, a black figure taking a camera. And yes, indeed, the kid is always filming these stories, a ritual. Once the camera was covered up by a stuffed teddy bear. So you too watch another video of mine and see your life change like this, kids. Only it'll change for the better.